Okay, guys, so being honest, we love cruises. To us, cruising is amazing, and I'm pretty sure you probably love cruising too. But there's a few things that are making cruisers very mad. I'm gonna share with you to see if some of those things are also things that you are hating. The first thing cruisers are hating is the automatic gratuities, or you can say the assigned gratuities or the onboard tips of the cruise gratuities, however you know them, but is the gratuities that are assigned whenever you are cruising. And this is done by all the cruise lines. If you don't know how this works and you are a new cruiser, so when you go to your cruise, you pay your base fare of the cruise, right? But they also will assign to you, which is a separate fee for gratuities. The intention of these gratuities, so the cruise line said, is to actually serve some type of gratuity service, not just for the people that you see that serve you, let's say in the main dining room, the room steward, which is the person that do your bedding every day and clean your room every day. Those are people that you will physically see. But they said that there's also people that is in the back that help out with the service, the people that is cooking and everybody that has a job on board, which we know that the people that work in cruises, they do work hard and they are a very essential part of your vacation, because if your service is not the best, that will ruin your vacation. It don't matter in which cruise ship you find yourself on. But why people is hating the assigned gratuities lately? I will say a lot of people say that there's lack of transparency when it comes to it. The first thing is that they said that these are optional, but they assign it to you automatically. Do you want me to assign the cruise gratuities or not, and you can choose right away? No, they're assigned to you. So I don't remove them, I just keep my cruise gratuities. I already see it as part of the base fare that I pay, but you also can go ahead and remove those when you get to the cruise ship, and I will tell you how in a little bit. But a lot of people complain because of lack of transparency. So many people decide that they want to go ahead and go around and give cash money to the people that make their experience better, and they feel that when you get assigned these gratuities, which sometimes will be $16, $17 or $20 per person per day, if it's 4 people in the room, it's going to be 16 or 17 or 18 or $20 per person per day, and everybody will have to pay it. It don't matter if it's a kid, if it's a minor, it don't matter. Everybody that is in the room go through the same situation. And if you don't prepay them before you get to the cruise, you will see a charge close to the end of your cruise, and you will see that charge of the gratuities just popping up, and then you're going to be all confused if you are a first cruiser and you don't know, why do I have this fee over here? It's because of the assigned gratuities. They automatically assign it to you. Now there's people nowadays, more and more people nowadays, they go and remove them. Like, let's say when you get to your cruise that first day and you go to the customer service, you can go ahead and tell them, hey, I don't want the assigned gratuities, I don't want to pay this fee. Or you don't have to give them a reason, but you can say, hey, I don't want to pay this, and they will have to remove it. Now, there's a lot of perception over there. Most of the long time cruises lovers, they'll see you kind of sideways and things like that, because people consider that you should not remove your gratuities. I would say we fell into that rhythm because we don't remove them. Every time that we go to cruises, we know they work hard, and we're just hoping that the money that they're assigning to us is actually doing the intention that they said it does, which is reaching those people that we don't see, that is in the background. We also anyway end up tipping people that is around, people in the bar, people in the restaurant, people that are room stewards, because it's the people that make your experience better. And it feels good to help them out when it comes to that. But also, we keep them up, and we are hoping that those assigned gratuities are getting what they're supposed to. But yeah, if you don't want to do them, you can just go to the customer service and say, hey, this fee right here, I don't want to pay it, or I don't want assigned gratuities, I want this removed from my account, and they'll remove it for you. But yeah, that's one of the things that many more cruisers are hating over the time, and that's a huge discussion about the people that believe they don't have to be assigned gratuities, that they prefer to go around and give cash. And there's the other people that will point you with the finger just because you are removing your gratuity. So I don't know which side you are on. Let us know in the comment down below. The drink package. If you are a new cruiser, it'll be a new term for you, but the drink package, yeah, you do not get a full all-inclusive experience right off when you go to your cruise. You pay your cruise fare, and that's, giving you the chance already to have access to the cruise. You have your room, and you have some essential drinks, not everything. You have, for example, if you go to the buffet, you'll be able to find which is some juice stations, and you're gonna find which is some water stations and some regular coffee that will be there for you. But you cannot request like a water bottle, or you cannot request like let's say that you want to do a still or sparkling water. You cannot do alcoholic beverage, or you cannot do cocktails or premium coffees and things like that. If you want this type of service, you have to pay separately for a drink package. Every cruise line have different type of drink packages, so depending on which cruise line you are going to, the fee it will be different, and the terms is going to be different. Why people are hating the drink packages so much or lately? Because sometimes they feel that when they do the math, it doesn't really match. The drink package, especially if it's the full premium, which is the one that give you access to everything, including all the alcoholic beverage, is usually pretty pricey, So let's say that you go on a 7 nights cruise, and the drink package is ranging from, sometimes we've seen it in $80 per person per day or $90 per person per day. Sometimes you might see it $65 per person per day. It really fluctuates depending on how many people is already in the ship, how many people is buying the package, and what offers are they running at the moment of your cruise. So yeah, when you go and you get the drink package, it really gonna depends on so many different scenarios to see how much exactly you will be paying. So a lot of people is complaining because they feel that it doesn't really match the amount of money that they charge. It doesn't really match how much you really will drink on board. Like, let's say sometimes they say that you have to drink as much as 12 drinks in order to match up or to make the math make sense when it comes to the amount of money that you are spending in the drink package. And let's say that you're a drinker and that you like to drink. That's great, that's amazing. And you might hit those 12 drinks in a day, probably, maybe so, But are you gonna be on the same level of alcohol need on the next day? And if you do, okay, you have 7 nights and you got 2 nights, you did 24 drinks and you're enjoying yourself. Are you gonna do the same thing for the third night? You're gonna do the same thing for the day 4, for the day 5, for the day 6. How many drinks at the end of your cruise you do have to drink in order for you to fulfill what's going on with the drink package, or how much you pay? Or is it the drink package actually giving you some type of pressure because you already paid that money and you feel like you have to drink because you already paid that money? Now when it comes to it, it's not only alcoholic beverage, because you can do premium coffees, like special lattes, and you can do like cappuccino, frappuccino, and things like that. All of that count as far as the drink packages. Again, there's so many different, if you want, we can make a video to explain you only how the drink package work and give you the different scenarios that you might find, different cruise lines, the way they do their business. But at the end of the day, bottom line is, a lot of people complain about the drink package prices because they believe they're too high. It's not really so flexible, because let's say that you and somebody else, both adults, go to the same room, right? And you're a drinker and you love to drink and you want to drink, you want the freedom of saying, okay, I already paid the drink package, I don't have to worry about it. All I have to do is go to the bar and ask for my drink. I don't care about how much money this is gonna cost, or at the end of the cruise, things like that, I already paid for it. But the other person that is in the room is probably not a drinker. And if he's a drinker, he might not drink at the same level that you do. He probably don't need to pay a full package. But what happens is that if you are in the room and you decide to buy the drink package, the other person automatically is supposed to have that drink package. I understand cruise lines, because they sometimes one person buy a drink package and then that person can share with the other one. If you look at it from the business side of things, I understand what they're doing, but at the end of the day, sometimes it'll be like, yeah, there's no flexibility. If it's 2 people in the room and you are getting the drink package, you are an adult, you also have to get the drink package. Whether you have the same amount of drinks that that other person will have or not, you have to pay for the same drink package just because you guys are sharing the same room. So a lot of people don't like that lack of flexibility. Some cruise lines are a little better on that. When you call them, you gotta call them and explain them, hey, I don't drink, or I have this doctor paper and I cannot really drink like that, but my husband does. What can I do? Can I get a drink package that is a little bit lower where I can do refreshments just to keep my water, my soda going, and I don't have to worry about the alcohol? They might be able to accommodate those type of things, but there's cruise line that point blank, and they said, if it's 2 adults, 3 adults, 4 adults in the room, one have a drink package, everybody else has to have it. So yeah, I don't know if you hate the drink package. Let us know what do you think about the drink package in the comments down below, and let us know if you want us to make a full video of how the drink package work and the different cruise lines, different terms, conditions, and all of that, and we'll do it for you. One of the things that cruisers also are hating is the complimentary food on board. It seems like some of the complimentary quality food has changed or has decreased over the years when you go and look at the comments. Now, of course, we're talking about there's so many different cruise lines, there's so many different cruise ships, and everybody, there's a different way to do their culinary stuff and things like that. Now, you have to understand that when you're paying your base fare, you're paying also for a basic access to complimentary food. Now, we've been in some cruise ships that the complimentary food has been absolutely amazing. It has been great, the amount of options, and they make sure that you have enough of everything, that you have different options to choose from. You know, you're gonna be talking about the buffet area, you know, for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're gonna have a main dining room, which is a space that you go, you know, for a sitting dining room, that you have a menu, you have servers coming to you, you know, and you're gonna go there usually for dinner, and they also will open for breakfast in sometimes, you know, so you'll be assigned to go to the main dining room. That's complimentary. You also will have different, you know, like a stop and go, grab and go places like pizza, burgers, hot dogs, tacos, different places. Depending on which cruise ship you are going to, you might find some cruise ships that have a lot more options in the complimentary side, and some other that doesn't have really too many options when it comes to complimentary. Now, a lot of people has complained so much about the quality of the food lately because they feel that everything feels so mass produced on that end. Now, you have to understand some of these cruise ships are holding like 6,000, 7,000 people, 10,000 people, you know, or 2,000 or 3,000, depending on which cruise ship you are traveling. But of course, they do have to produce in a high amount, and that may be plays a little bit with the quality. But some of the things that the people is complaining the most about, and sometimes I even feel like that, is like it feels like the specialty dining, because you do have access to a specialty dining. Most of the cruises or the cruise lines, we have a specialty restaurants that you can pay an extra fee and you can go sit down and dinner at this special place, you know, steakhouse, Italian places. You're gonna have seafood for the seafood lover, Mediterranean, French food, different type of things. Again, it depends on which cruise line you are traveling. They will have different type of specialty dining. So it feels like sometimes you have to go ahead and just pay the extra money and go for a specialty dining. That way you can have a special dinner or a special lunch or a special breakfast on that end. And that's where people is finding a little bit of conflict, because they said, okay, we understand it's not a specialty dining level, but the quality of the complimentary side should be to a certain extent, you know, good quality. That way at least you can enjoy if you cannot afford spending more money when it comes to the specialty dining. I don't want to feel myself that I have to be rushed or forced to book a specialty dining if I want to have a great dining experience. You know, I want to make sure that I have options in the complimentary side that will fulfill what I already paid. You also have to understand different cruise lines, different cruise ships, different budgets. You know, there's cruise ships out there that are fairly very expensive, and there's some other ones that are very affordable. And when it comes to these budget cruises or affordable cruises, maybe the options, the amount of options, and the quality will be a little bit different, on that end, because you also have to understand the amount of money that is coming in to put all of that together. Some of the cruises that you maybe will pay a higher tag on that end, you might find options to be a little bit more upscale. Who knows? But at the end of the day, most of the things that people really complain about is like the amount of quality or the amount of options I'm getting here, the level of quality is not good, it's not consistent. And then when it comes to specialty dining, it's a great experience most of the time, but it feels like I'm being forced to pay for specialty dining in order to have a great dining experience. I don't know, let us know what you think. Is something that will or is making you mad as well, or is just some cruisers, or is just me? Let me know what you think. Another thing that many cruisers complain about is the Wi-Fi on board. Let me tell you guys, internet in the cruise ships is the most expensive internet in the world. Well, I don't know, out on space, like outside, like how much it will cost to have Wi-Fi access. But if you are going in a cruise and you want to stay connected to your phone, to your social media, and to everything, you gotta make sure that you understand that you will pay the most expensive internet in the world, So that's some of the complaints that people have. It's just the high prices that they put on these Wi-Fi packages. Of course, you have different levels because you can get a basic Wi-Fi package that would allow you to jump in, browse, and go to Google and type something that you would like to know, or maybe go to social media like Instagram or Facebook or TikTok and be able to a certain extent, be able to actually browse and go through it. Now, when it comes to the premium package, you're talking about video calls, video conferences, the speed, of course, change. You can go to YouTube or to Netflix and you can watch a high quality video and things like that. Some of those things are blocked when you buy the basic package. Of course, the price is gonna be different depending on what are your needs on that end. So yeah, people complain a little bit about the prices and also sometimes how reliable the internet is, because sometimes you can feel, for example, we sometimes at least try to buy the internet package at least for one device, full coverage, like premium coverage. That way we can stay connected. We have family, we have a little one and things like that. So we have to be connected on that end and we want to know what's going on. But the internet is not so reliable or the speed is not consistent and things like that. So people sometimes complain. First, because of the price, because it's the most expensive internet you will ever pay in your life just for a few days. But also they say, after I pay all this money, then I don't get the quality that I'm expecting. So yeah, a lot of complaints when it comes to the Wi-Fi, but it's one of those things that when you are at sea, you are away from everything. So if you want to stay connected, you are on the cruise lines hands at this moment, So just remember that it's gonna be expensive. And a pro tip, try to book it before you get on the cruise, because if you don't, it will be a lot more expensive once you get on board, because they know you need it and you already in, you locked in, there's nothing you can do. You will most likely go ahead and pay that high price tag to stay connected. So let me know in the comments what you think. There's one in particular that I found funny, but people really complain too much about it, and it's the pool decks in the cruise ships. Sometimes, some of the complaints that I see is like, it feels very overcrowded. Now, you have to understand that some of these cruises hold 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 7,000, 8,000 people. Imagine that everybody try to go to the pool at the same time. So it will feel overcrowded. You have so many different cruise ships that are huge right now that they have like 12 pools in different levels and things like that. Now you also have the smaller cruise ships that they only have maybe like 2 or 3, but you also holding about 3,000, 4,000 passengers. So all of that is gonna play a role. I don't think people, for what I saw, is too mad specifically because of the pool being too crowded, but sometimes finding chairs can get a little bit complicated, because this is what happens. People wake up very early, they go to the pool, they put their towels, on the chair so they can lock in their chairs, and then they go away. And maybe they don't even come back never again during the day. So what happened, if you come to the pool a little late, You stay walking around trying to find a space, and probably everything is busy, and then people get mad because you keep walking around for hours and you see the same towels over there that haven't moved forever, and maybe that person just came, reserved the seating just in case, left, never came back. Many cruise lines right now are being a little bit more lenient when it comes to that, like trying to make sure that they keep an eye out. Like if you go and leave your towel and you never come back, your towel will be removed and things like that. But that's a little bit complicated, because how can you have eyes on thousands of people that is going through this? It's a little bit complicated. So it's one of those things that you don't know exactly how to control. And I know they trying, but you don't know how to control it. Why? Because there's so many people on board. So you have to have one person literally watching everybody, or at least watching 3 chairs and this person 3 chairs. I don't see how it's doable. But yeah, one of the things that people is complaining so much is about the lack of space when it comes to the pool decks, how small the pools are, and how overcrowded it feels, especially on sea days when everybody is on board. And that's why so many people, when they go to a cruise port stop, if they don't care too much about the cruise port, they stay on board so they can utilize all the pools and water slides and everything, and it doesn't feel so crowded because there's so many people that are out in the cruise port. So maybe that's one thing that you want to do if you want to enjoy specifically the facilities inside the cruise ship. Maybe just wait for that port day, wait for everybody to leave, and if you don't care too much about the port day and you don't need to get out, stay on board, and just you have the whole ship for yourself, because most of the people will actually leave. I don't know, let me know in the comments, what do you think about the people that come around, put their towels and go away and never come back, trying to reserve their seating. I don't know, let me know what you think. I understand both sides, but what do you think? Is it really a justified complaint, or is people just complaining? I don't know. Let us know down in the comment. But anyway, with this video, I just wanted to share with you some of the things, at least 5 of the things that people is complaining the most about when it comes to cruises, and some of those things maybe you hate, or maybe you don't think the same way people think, or the same way I think. And if that's the case, let me know in the comments what are your thoughts, or which one of these 5 things is the one that you hate the most, or is the one that you find that is just people complaining, So let me know what you think. Let us know down in the comment. I'll be watching the comments, I'll be replying, and things like that. So yeah, let's continue cruising, let's continue enjoying. I don't think cruising is meant to be perfect, It's not meant to be perfect. It will have flaws here and there. At the end of the day, it's a business, so everything comes kind of in place. But yeah, I mean, if it hurts, I will scream, That's how it is, guys. But anyway, I wish you a great and amazing cruise time. Thank you for watching this video, for coming all the way along. If you like this video, if you find it helpful for anything, hit that subscribe button, leave us a like. It will just help us to reach a bigger audience. It will help this video to actually get more noted or noticeable in the platform. So every time that you hit a like, that you leave a comment, that you share the video, that you subscribe, it just helps us so much. And if you have any question not related to this video, related about traveling or cruising in general, leave it in the comment and we'll be able to try to help you as much as we can. Thank you so much for watching, and happy cruising.